This is Elizabeth West. I'm the editorial director of the BTN Group. I have with me today Mark Walton, CEO of Solutions Travel. Thank you for joining me.
Pleasure, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Solutions has not been around very long, Mark.
Almost 3 years from inception, about 2 years since operations started, and so short time.
Yeah.
We've done a lot in a short time.
Yeah, you're in more than 40 countries, almost 40 countries now?
Just a little bit over 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the differentiators for you is the technology backbone that you are operating on, and that is the Spotnana platform. Can you tell me a little bit about the uniqueness of that and what it's providing to you as a TMC, but then how you're wrapping services around it that make it, it's not a commodity, it's solutions travel?
We set out on this journey. I got an introduction to Spotnana 3 years ago or so, and they explained to me the strategy, the platform, and the concept revolves around two major fundamentals. One is the ability to connect directly, and as it's well known now, that exists through NDC, and it'll be more as we continue to expand not only in the airline sector, but hotel and car. But the other was, and this is one of the more significant developments from an industry perspective, and that's the global element to the platform, which is singular in nature. And that all resonated to me because fundamentally this industry had a lot of different components in order to pull together a multinational travel program. And with a platform, with a little bit of know-how, it allowed us to create something very quickly and operate it in such a way that it provides consistency, which provides efficiencies in all kinds of areas for our clients. And so it literally works in every country around the world. I do call out sometimes at all times the exceptions of Japan and China, but that will be coming. And but other than that, our clients have the advantage of not only access to content on a global basis, but also access to data in real time.
It's not just NDC content, it's local content additionally. And, it was interesting. And I was actually just listening to Sarosh Wagner, the founder of Spotnana and the chief product officer now. He was really making the differentiation between GDS, NDC, and Direct Connect NDC. And I think that is a really important differentiation to make.
From an airline executive that I spoke to fairly recently, he made the point to me that GDSs are at kind of this level and Spotnana is at this level as it relates to connectivity. And there's certain elements, especially as it relates to things like refunds, exchanges, reissues, that don't work in the EDIFACT environment the way that they can and they do operate in the NDC environment. So the self-servicing element is important because roughly 90% of our customers are booking online. I can tell you just from a personal level and using the tool for the past roughly 2 years, I think there's literally about 2 occasions where I had to call one of our agents for help. Otherwise, I can do most of everything in the tool. So it's a fundamental difference. I know in talking to Steve Singh a lot, he's got a goal of being able to reduce the operational cost by 50%. And that's massive for all kinds of reasons. The individual traveler, company efficiency, and of course the TMC.
GDSs do NDC also, and so that wouldn't necessarily be the EDIFACT environment. But NDC through a GDS, there's still the servicing differential because it can't be self-serve?
Well, it can be self-serve to a degree, but not with the capability to do refunds, exchanges, reissues in that way.
Okay.
But there's other elements too that are, some of them are individual to a traveler. For example, the ability to be able to know my frequent traveler, frequent flyer identification, to be able to look at a seat assignment, and if I'm a 1K on United, that I know that I don't have to pay for bags, I don't have to pay for a seat. But if I do need to buy a seat, be able to do that within the tool, and also kind of a cool thing, to be able to expense it individually to a personal card if it's not through policy, or pay for it through the corporate channel.
Just a lot more agility there.
Exactly.
Spotnana is kind of moving away from being its own TMC. Direct Travel is integrating it into their platform. There are certainly other TMC partners that are getting on that Spotnana platform. How do you then start to say, solutions travel is a different animal than JTB and these others?
Great question. And first of all, the world obviously is a very big place. And I knew from day one getting in this business that we were going to have competitors. And there are going to be many more to come. And have always known that. But you think about it just from a business owner perspective, almost every TMC in the world has Concur, right? There are basically 3 or 4 of us in the world who have Spotnana. And even if there's 10 of us that have it, or 20 of us, it's not the entire world. So we're going to have a lot of differentiation from an industry perspective. But within the group, I really do think of us, part of a family. In fact, I just, in the hall here, I saw my counterpart from JTB, who we have a very close relationship with. We work jointly on ideation and different things. We even partner in some countries together. So it's a partnership more than a competitive kind of a situation. We rarely compete with one another directly. It's going to happen. It has happened. And we just compete fairly. In terms of what we do to differentiate ourselves, I think part of it is continuing to enhance the technology, because that's one of the beauties of the platform. Its ability to have an open API. We create our own integrations. We have our own IT organization, so we differentiate ourselves in that area. Our team, we have agents now on 5 continents. We operate our own 24/7 operation. We want to continue to be proactive in account management and be responsive to the customer. So that's the other areas in which we think that we can make a difference.
What are some of the unique ways your clients are taking advantage of that more agile tech stack that you have? And how are they innovating on it?
It's fantastic when you have the world at your fingertips and able to be able to understand things like data, but also be able to affect things like change in travel policy at the flick of a finger at a keystroke level. So we have a customer that's in 40 countries, let's say, roughly. And if they had a travel policy change, they can do it themselves immediately and takes effect immediately. It doesn't have to go to the booking tool, then the GDS. So we have clients that are using the technology to create efficiencies in their organization. We have a specific client where we're working on an AI adaptation to their internal data process system, so that we just actually sent them some test files. So we'll be able to send our data to their reporting tool internally, which will allow them to call up any piece of information that they want through an AI-generated user application. So if a travel manager is sitting in front of a supplier and it's XYZ airline and says, well, how many travelers did I have between Chicago and London in the last quarter? You speak into the tool and it'll give you an immediate feedback. So the client's already created that. We have the ability to download that in real time. And so it's a marriage of 2 great uses of technology into something that's really beneficial.
Interesting. Thank you for joining me today, Mark.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.